Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the Mom Pod. I'm your host, Leah.
And I'm Cynthia. So we're both gonna go ahead and talk about how we became moms and how this whole motherhood, I guess you can say, affected us. And I'm gonna say affect because it's crazy. Yeah. It's a crazy experience.
There's a lot that no one tells you, and that's what we're here to do today. Like, we're gonna keep it raw, authentic, nitty gritty. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, it was rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah,
Like,
we're definitely not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not ones to do that, and we're very real about the way we talk about our
experience.
Yeah, and then there'll probably be a lot of cursing from me for sure. I'll try not to.
Yeah, we're learning. Okay, we're learning. Just be patient with us and enjoy the ride because this is new to both of us, and we're just super excited to get it going.
Yeah, and the way this came about actually is me and Leah. How we met was actually through Instagram. So Leah is my husband's best friend's sister.
Yes.
If that makes sense. And we met through Instagram because of my husband. And
well, we went to high school. I went to high school with her husband and his sister.
Yeah.
And that's how we know each other. And then she just popped up on my friend suggestion.
Yeah, there you go.
But when they announced their pregnancy, I was like, whoa, your due date is like right around my due date. Like, wow, how crazy.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, I was gonna follow this girl, and she did not follow me back. I was like, low-key stuck.
And you know what? I didn't because I was like, who's Leah? I don't know Leah. So I didn't. But then a couple, I want to say weeks or maybe even months later, she popped up again, and I asked my husband. I was like, do you know Leah? He goes, oh yeah, that's Leah's sister. I'm like, oh, follow.
Yeah. And small world, she met my brother before.
Way before I met her.
Yeah. Before you guys were even married. I think you guys were still just dating.
Yeah.
And even crazier story is me and my brother went to middle school with her cousin, who I just realized.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you realized?
I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's who she is.
Yeah.
So,
what a yeah, it's so crazy, right? Like as far as we lived, like we knew just similar people. It's so crazy how the world works.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I actually want to like just say the main reason why we're doing this is actually all Leah's idea, which I'm all for, and I actually love it. It's such a good idea. And the reason why we decided to do it, like she said, like no one tells you what comes along with having a baby. No one, like you're in a hospital for 2 days. Well, maybe longer according to our stories, but you're mostly in the hospital for 2 days. You birth a whole human and you go home. And and that's it. Like, and no one tells you. It doesn't come with instructions. No. You learn as you go, and it's hard at times because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, especially with first-time moms like us. Like, shit's hard.
And also, we came from prior to like no baby experience.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
The first time, I think probably in a really long time in my adult life, the first time I held a baby and changed a baby's diaper was when a good friend of mine, her baby is a couple months older than Zane, and I was like, all right, I'm 6 months pregnant. I need to learn how to hold a baby. I need to learn how to change a diaper. I'm just being honest. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. Like, no shame, but yeah. So there's a learning curve.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But yeah, it's gonna be good.
Do you want to talk about your story, your intro into motherhood?
So from pregnancy, starting from pregnancy, or like
let's do pregnancy. Why not? Okay. Like the whole ups and downs of everything.
Oh man.
Oh, it's crazy, right?
There's like one thing that you hear a lot about is like morning sickness, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I got lucky with that. I didn't get any morning sickness.
You didn't?
Nothing. Yeah.
That's
for my next one.
Knew I was pregnant.
Oh really?
I was in denial. I was like blissfully like, oh, I'm sure it'll come around, because a little backstory prior to pregnancy, I had knee surgery, and it kind of threw everything off, and we were using the calendar system, and I just forgot to update it. And you know, you do the deed on the wrong day. And yeah, so that's how it happened, and I was in denial. I was like, oh no, it's gonna come. It was thrown off, like it's gonna come. It's a month and a half later.
Oh my gosh, a month and a half.
It didn't come around, and I was like still in denial. And then I was like, you know, my boyfriend sitting next to me drinking a beer, and then the smell of beer was just like nauseating to me. Which is, if you know me, I love beer, so it was like weird.
We gotta do a podcast with beer.
What's in your mug?
It's just coffee.
And yeah, so it's like random little things that like never ever would bother me kind of happen, and then we were like, okay, let's go take a test, and I took it, and it was positive, and I was like, okay.
It was is that the smell of the beer? Is that what made you like, oh shit, I gotta go test myself?
Yeah, just like constantly being nauseous, and then realizing like, whoa, it's like a month and a half later, and like nothing has happened. So I was like, okay, and then I started feeling kind of weird, like bloated and like all these random things that
Little
you don't
symptoms.
Notice right away until you kind of start looking back and you're like,
oh.
Oops.
Oops.
So clearly my pregnancy was not planned. We were not trying to have a baby yet. You know, like we were kind of wanting one later in the future. Definitely not right now. So that's what happened. And then, yeah, go to our first OB appointment. Once I take the test, it's positive. It turns out I'm already like 3 months pregnant at this point.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was like almost, I think I was like almost 11 weeks. I was like almost 11 weeks. I was like almost 3 months at that point. I didn't know the holidays.
Oh,
yeah, it was
my God, that's so funny.
Talk about mom guilt. I had mom guilt before I even became a mother.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Like
going ham during the holidays, New Year's, Christmas.
You're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry.
Yeah. Let's take a shot. Yeah, it was that kind of situation. So yeah, the morning sickness, the nausea, we rode hard.
Oh wow.
We rode hard for like a good 5 months.
5 months.
It was to the point where like I couldn't even keep water down. It was so bad. And then one day I just woke up and I was fine. I was like, I can taste again. I can eat.
I can taste again.
And that's when it all went downhill from there because I was making up for 5 months of not being able to eat anything, and I just gorged my face. Like I was like, I want all you can eat Korean barbecue. I want donuts. It's great. I want a burrito. It was good.
Really.
But other than that, my pregnancy actually was relatively chill. I mean, other than COVID. Not that I had COVID, but
no, yeah, but the whole lockdown and
like I work in healthcare and I have asthma, so my boyfriend decided like, hey, it's not very safe for you to be working while there's a respiratory virus going around, and I was like, okay, I can just chill during my pregnancy. I kept telling myself, this is the only pregnancy that I'm never gonna have to work. It's the chillest one we're ever gonna have. I'll just ride the wave, kind of things. That's what kind of got me through it. But I did not enjoy pregnancy.
No.
I did not. Did you?
No, I sure didn't. I sure did not enjoy pregnancy. Yeah, I mean, I feel kind of guilty saying that, only because I know that there's like women out there that do want to have a pregnancy and they can't, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like my opinion of it. Like, I did not enjoy it. Yeah. And there's just like with my pregnancy, me and my husband, we did plan their pregnancy, but it took us a while to get pregnant. But I didn't really want to I wasn't really on it, like, with the whole ovulation check and all that, because, like that would have made me so anxious about everything. Yeah. So I kind of just went with the flow, and, we were planning on wanting to have a baby. It wasn't happening, so that was scary on our end. Like, we didn't know if there was something wrong with us. So, and it was just more nerve-wracking when people would tell us, like, when are you guys having a baby? Like, we're fucking trying. Like, leave us alone type situation, Yeah. But then when it finally happened, I was 3 days late, and I'm usually never late. Oh, never. Yeah. Yes, I was 3 days late, and there was one time where I was 2 days late, and I was like, oh, I might be pregnant, and I tested myself, and it came out negative, and I was just so bummed. So I told myself, if it's 3 or more, I'll test myself, and that's what happened. I was 3 days late. I tested, and the whole time I didn't want to look. I was so anxious. I was
like holding your breath.
Oh my! I couldn't breathe. I was legit talking like, and I was at home by myself. My husband had gone out.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh.
I was home by myself because I wanted to surprise him just in case, So I sneaked a peek, and I thought I read pregnant. And I was like, oh my God! So I'm in the bathroom like hyperventilating, like all anxious, having a panic.
Just got real.
Super real. Yeah. So it turned out I was pregnant. The first person I told wasn't Danny. It was actually my mom. Really? I FaceTimed her because I wanted to tell someone. I didn't know who to tell. And I knew we were going to make a YouTube video out of it. My husband and I have a YouTube video. Check it out.
Subscribe to the Quaylas
and
shameless stuff.
For real. And so I knew we were gonna record. I was gonna record it, and she doesn't like to be a part of the videos.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me tell her at least. So I told her, And she was happy, of course, and everything. And then I was waiting for Daniel to get home, and I kept texting, "Where are you? Are you almost here? Are you almost home?" I had a box set up for him.
Person.
Oh my god, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm set up like a whole little box for him, and that's how I told him whatever. And I think I got very lucky with the whole morning sickness because I never got sick. I probably got sick once. I got sick once when I was eating a salad. Like
That's
I guess
why you got sick, eating a salad.
yeah, she was like, I don't want no salad, give me some wings, give me some. No, she sure didn't. She was like, give me a burrito, please give me something else. And the reason why I say I didn't like my pregnancy was because I feel like so early on I got so swollen to the point where my doctor, like my first trimester, my doctor told me like, oh, you look swollen. I'm like, oh well, that's very self-assuring. Thank you very much for that, you know. So throughout the whole pregnancy, I felt so big, like just huge.
Wow.
But my diet wasn't helping either, you know?
Were you eating like a salty diet? Probably.
Yeah, I was. Like,
guilty.
in the beginning, like literally the first weeks, I would eat nothing but spice. And then that went out the window.
Like tahini too.
I love tahini. It's all salt, yeah. Pickles and tahini. Ooh, I haven't had that in a long time because it sounds crazy now to eat if you're not pregnant, but good times.
You know, that'd be a good video for your guys' channel. Now that you're not pregnant, eating your pregnancy.
Oh my god, it's all like disgusting. Oh my god. Yeah, imagine.
That's crazy. Like, so you'll learn very quickly with Cynthia and I is that we're very opposite. Between like our whole like pregnancy stories and birthing and all that, all the way down to our personalities. Like, she's very like, got a plan. This.
And if it's not planned, I get anxious.
On her phone, she has a list of like how this thing's going down, and I'm the like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny though? I mean, I've always been anxious. I've always been an anxious person. But since being with my husband is when the list started. Because he makes lists.
Really? Oh.
And it actually does help me a little bit. Like, it helps with my anxiousness. Like, it gets it in check a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
How funny.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why I have the list is because of him.
You would have been stressed if you did your pregnancy test the way I did it. All right. Like I said, I was in such denial. I was like... No.
Oh, really?
We went to Target and we were like, oh, we gotta go buy some things. Like, let's just get a pregnancy test.
Oh, really?
I did my goddamn pregnancy test in the bathroom at Target.
No way!
I did.
Oh my god.
Because I was like dead certain.
Did you walk out like, it's fucking positive?
No,
like, it's positive.
So, like, you can even ask how this. Like, he laughs at how nonchalant I am to things that are like really big, things that should be like a bit like what the kind of situation. I'm not. Like, I should be at a level 10 and I'm like a 0, a 2,
really?
a 3 maybe. I'm doing what I'm doing on the little pregnancy stick, and then I'm waiting and I'm like, oh, so long, 3 minutes, and I'm just like awkward because you're not even in your own bathroom, you're in a stall.
Yeah.
and then I like didn't have to wait 3 minutes. Honestly, that thing turned positive like.
I was like, girl, you're far along. Go to the OB. Go to the OB.
And I looked at it and I literally was like, all right. I literally said, all right, nodded my head and wrapped it in a toilet paper and put it in my purse. And I walk out and I'm like, we're pregnant. And then I'm like, let's go to the car. You got to get ready for work. And that was it. And then it hit me. And then I cried.
Oh, really?
But like at the, I was like, oh. I literally nodded my head and said, oh, okay.
Oh my, maybe because you guys weren't planning it. So it was like, oh, maybe. Like a shock.
Like, I think I was like still in denial. Like,
yeah.
No. And then like, I tell Pow, and then the whole car ride home, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad. Like, he's so excited.
Oh my goodness, how cute.
I'm gonna be a dad. And then I just keep hearing, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm like,
it's like echoing like, oh, what the fuck?
You're gonna be a mom. And I was like, I don't even remember to feed myself. I don't even remember to drink water.
How's my baby gonna drink water?
I know, yeah. It was a moment. It was like a good day, and to make it worse, he had to go to work that night. So I was by
you're by yourself thinking and just, oh my god.
And like all my decisions up until that moment.
All of my decisions up to that moment.
That thing you did when you were 2, it's catching up to you.
This is why your mom said not to touch that thing.
But yeah, that's how I found out. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay, so it's a little sooner than we wanted, but we were like, but it's something we wanted in our future. So
yeah,
it was not to be religious or anything, but God's plan. It was like, he brought this towards us kind of thing. So we went with it, and it's.
And then
like, I really can't even like remember what my life was like prior to Zane. Like, it's so crazy.
The only thing I remember prior to my life before Zoe.
I mean, I drank a lot of beer.
That. Like, I can't drink right.
Well, because you're breastfeeding.
That, but like they said, you can't drink when you're breastfeeding. But I have such like if I feel like if my lips touch the bottle, I get such guilt. Like my baby's gonna be drunk. Like that's how I feel. Like she's gonna be drunk. She's gonna go party. Like I feel so guilty just getting a little. Like my husband had bought White Claw when the whole White Claw dropped. It dropped right when I was pregnant, so I didn't get.
That hard seltzer life.
Yeah, I couldn't taste one because I was pregnant. That's when everything dropped. So I was like,
good drinks came out while we were pregnant.
So my husband bought one when we got home. Maybe like the next week after, like once baby Zoe was 2 weeks, he bought like a big pack of White Claw. And I'm looking at him like, who's gonna drink that? He's like, we are. Who's we? We sounds like a lot of people. Like I don't think so. He would drink one and I would taste it, and I'm like, oh, I don't like it. I kind of did, but I didn't want to like it. Yeah, I didn't want to like it because I know I would have drank it and then pour Zoe's drunk. Oh my god! Like we're planning a trip for Big Bear next month for my birthday. Excuse me, and I kind of wanted.
Are you gonna wild out?
It wasn't my 30th birthday, so I kind of want to. But mom guilt was gonna hit me so hard. I just know. Like I literally asked the doctor, like, how much can I drink?
No. So my friend, she breastfeeds as well, and she says that as long as you pump before you drink and you give yourself like, look this up, talk to your OB, talk to the pediatrician. Yeah. But this is what she said. I don't breastfeed, so I don't know this life. But she says that you wait, like give yourself 2 hours before the next one, and you have to obviously eat while you're doing it, kind of thing. Or you gotta pump and dump, I guess.
Yeah, I bought the alcohol test strips.
Oh, there you go. See,
so
you're
I
ready.
hope I had to be ready because you know me. Yeah,
but yeah, so pregnancy was whatever. I didn't get a baby shower, didn't get a gender reveal, hardly even saw my family.
Because the whole
birthday, I was pregnant, quarantine, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. I definitely would change things the next time around. I definitely want to do all the things I missed out on.
I think that's what sucks about like being pregnant during the whole COVID. It's like you missed out on so much, and I feel like it takes the joy out of it. Maybe that's why you didn't like it too.
Probably.
I know that was another reason for me, and I mean I kind of had. Well, I'll tell you later, but
by the time I was feeling better from all the morning sickness, I was already getting. To me, I felt really big, but I didn't really start showing like an actual like big old bump until 7 months. Like I blew up overnight. It was wild. But the day that I had to get induced, that is wild. So I went for, at a certain point in your pregnancy, you go from like every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks to every
week. Yeah.
Well, my 37-week appointment was the week that I got an ultrasound. Because if you don't know, I assumed you get ultrasounds every visit.
Me too.
And no one told you that.
There's like a whole period you don't see the baby, and I'm like, is my baby okay? Like you don't know.
At some point, they're just like swabbing your business down there. You don't even
That's
know
the
if
worst.
it's my baby. No, next visit. Okay. So, that visit, checking out the baby, getting his measurements and everything, and then she notices like my fluid is like really low. She had mentioned that like the minimum you're allowed to have for a safe pregnancy to keep going is a 2. That number is like super arbitrary to me, like 2 what? 2 millimeters, 2 cups, 2 what, But she just said a 2, and she's like, you're measuring at a 1.3, 1.4, and I was like, oh. So she's like, so we're gonna need to get this baby out of you, like we need to induce you, and I was like, oh, okay. And mind you, all this is happening during my OB office. I couldn't have Pao come with me. So I was all alone. And at that point, when I knew he couldn't come with me, I just started scheduling my appointments in the morning to get him over with while he's sleeping, so I have something to do during the day. And I was like, oh, okay. When? I'll look at my schedule. She laughs, and she's like, today.
Oh, my God.
And I was like,
what?
Excuse me? And she's like right now. She's like, I'm calling the labor and delivery. We're getting you in bed. And I was like, and I didn't have time to like process anything because in the moment they're doing all this, it's like, okay, so we need to get your bed. Let's get you on the fetal monitor. Let's get you on this and that, And as I'm trying to process, I have like these nurses and doctors coming in, and I'm still in the OB office. I'm not even in the hospital yet. And it's just like at one point I asked, I was like, can I go get my baby daddy?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't even have the car seat in the car. I had the base. The base was in there. A friend helped me put it in. But I was like, I don't even have the car seat. My apartment, I didn't have it clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nothing was ready. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm a disaster. Like I didn't even have a baby bag packed. I had nothing. Like I had it set out, but I don't know why 37 weeks, why I wasn't more prepared. I don't know. Don't ask me. But yeah, at that point I was like, oh my god. And then she's like, no, you don't have time. Like we're taking you straight there. And I was like, oh. And then like Pow's sleeping. He's not answering his phone. And I'm like, am I about to have this baby by myself?
That's another like scary thing right there. Oh, you're by
Also,
yourself.
Like, although I didn't know when you get induced, it's like a lengthy process. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna induce me. All I know is like pitocin, and it makes you contract, and you open up, and boom, baby comes out. Like, I thought I was literally gonna be like, how stupid, like your first child. Like, where did I think my baby was gonna come like 12 hours?
I
did
think
my boyfriend was gonna sleep through the whole process. I don't know. But when she comes in, she's like, okay, you're in luck. You have 2 hours to go home, get your stuff, be back at the women's unit by 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I had such a burst of adrenaline when I got there. I woke him up, told him like, dude, it's baby time. It's baby time. Let's go. And he's like, what? He's like half asleep. And while he's
what a way to be woken up.
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad. He had 2 hours of sleep.
Oh no way.
Because he gets home by 8 in the morning, and by the time I got home and woke him up, he had maybe 2.5 hours of sleep. Felt so bad. Oh. And he's like, what? Jumps out of bed, and he's like, okay, let's get this. And then while he's showering and packing his bag and everything, I'm over here doing dishes, I'm vacuuming, I'm setting up like his little baby station, and I'm like, wow, I did all this in 30 minutes. What have I been doing with my life? I think people should light a fire under my ass more often, because if I didn't have that sense of urgency at all through my entire pregnancy, at all, like everything was just like, this is the longest ever. And then like the last couple weeks, it drags. Like 4 weeks feels like an eternity to you. Yeah. So yeah, it was that. Sure. And then I get to the hospital, they start inducing me. 3 days later, here's baby. Yes, you heard that right. 3 days later. 3 days later, I was in actual labor. And it was the actual worst. Yeah. Until I got epidural. And then I was like on cloud 9.
But then I think like how you had mentioned like the pain that you were in. I can't even imagine having that.
Yeah, so I had some pretty extreme, to me, it could be pretty normal for other people, but I had never heard of this, like, women going through these type of things, but, like, I had a lot of things working against me during my actual labor. I wouldn't dilate, my cervix was, quote-unquote, unfavorable. What? That's what she said, it's, like, too long or something, I don't know. And baby was very, very low. Like, he was so low to the point, like, when she went to go, like, check me to see if I was like how low he was or anything. Like she's like, oh, he's right there. Like she didn't even go all the way in. It was crazy. And at one point, like I was on all these medications, and then like by the second day, they were like, okay, nothing's working, and I was like starting to get in some pain. And then I get a balloon, 2 balloons.
I kind of
without an epidural, and my doctor comes in and she's like, normally you get this with an epidural, but I don't have time and I don't want you to go a whole nother day without any progress in your labor. She's like, so we'll get these in you and then like get the epidural once you start to feel a little bit of anything, because you know it takes about an hour for the order to get in and all that yada yada. And I was like, okay. And she's saying this all in front of my nurse. Yeah. And my nurse, when I asked for it, she's like, oh, you should wait.
Heifer.
Heifer. I'm just imagining she's fat. Yeah, so I went through 7-8 hours of pure agony and pain, of my whole insides being just forced to do all these things that they just couldn't naturally do. And at one point, I actually asked for a C-section. I literally, through the tears, the only time I cried during labor, I actually asked, like, if I can't get the epidural right now, please give me the C-section. Yeah. I asked, and she denied me.
Of course.
And then, luckily, thank my lucky stars, this nurse had to go deliver another baby, so I got a new nurse, and she was the best thing ever. She saw me crying. She didn't realize, she was like, she thought I had epidural this whole time, and she's like, what? Let's get you hooked up. And then once I had epidural, I mean, you're an anchor.
Oh my God. You are
Beautiful.
And you know what? I think that nurses play such a huge role in your experience of labor. Like, for example, like you had one that was
one bad nurse.
One bad nurse, but then that one that gave the epidural.
All of my other ones, all 4 nurses, 3 days, I think pretty much saw the whole staff of the women's unit. But out of all the nurses I had, there was just one.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other nurses kind of made up for it.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Like, the nurses that you're stuck with, you're literally stuck with them, they're assigned to you, they really do make your
really
experience.
Do. Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
They can either stress you out or put you at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that nurse left, whoo,
Heaven.
It was great. Get the epidural. Okay, not
yeah. Don't let anyone shame you into not getting it. I feel like I've kind
of. You have nothing to prove. You don't. You grew a whole little person inside you.
Yeah.
No one can take that from you, and you're about to get that little person out of you.
That.
One way or another.
Don't let anybody. PSA. Don't let anybody. Nobody. I don't give a who they are. Your mom, your sister, your grandma. It does not matter because it was all of them.
The whole
the whole clan. Like for my whole. So for mine. So we were scheduled to be in.
Okay, we're living it all over.
I know. So like Leah said, she was in the hospital for 3 days.
Yeah.
We were in the hospital for 5 days.
Well, 3 days of labor, but 5 days total because we had to have.
Oh yeah, so you're right. We're together, like
2.5 days of Zane having to be there because for other reasons. But.
Yeah. Literally same amount of stay.
Yeah.
But my story was a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we were scheduled to be induced. Yeah. And the reason why we decided to be induced was because my OB, apparently according to how big I was, my baby was supposed to be a little chunk.
I'm so sorry.
She was supposed to be a chunky monkey. When she was supposed to be born, she's going to be over 8 pounds. You have to be induced, they told me. So me and Danny thinking, one, because I'm a scheduler, I felt like, okay, that fits me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't want to have the anxiousness of, like, her being born now. Like, I'm in the middle of something, my motor breaks, like, oh shit, we gotta go now.
Well, how would you have reacted if you were in my situation? Like, you think you're just going to get a checkup to the baby, and then like, oh, you're 37 weeks, time to have the baby.
I always thought about that every time I went to the OB office, and I always think, like, every time I thought about it, I, like, thinking about it now, like, I have goosebumps, and, like, my heart's beating a little fast.
You would just shit yourself.
I would.
You would have been crying. At least
I would
Danny
be crying.
goes with you to every visit. But he can't go in.
He can't go in.
Waits for you.
Yeah, he waits for me because of me. Yeah, because of how he knows how I think he's used to it now. So he's like, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Like I've never.
You would have died. You would have. Yeah. No, keep him in there. Keep her in there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I was in the waiting room and I was thinking like, oh, if they tell me I need to have the baby now, I would thinking about it. I would want to tear up. Like that's how bad it was for me. Yeah, I was so bad about that, but. I don't want to say we got lucky enough to induce, but I guess we got lucky enough to schedule the induction.
To just kind of know when
to know, exactly. And that's what kind of eased my mind a little bit, and his as well, too. Because, I mean, it's nerve-wracking. It's your first baby. You don't know when it's going to happen. Like, once it happens, you got to go. You know, it's go time.
Exactly.
So, we decided to schedule the induce because she's supposed to be a big baby. Over 8 pounds. She's huge. She's chunky.
She's the tiniest little thing.
She's so cute.
You lose her. She's so small.
She
fits in your pocket.
She's a Polly Pocket.
She's like a little pixie. Every time I see her, I already told her name is not Zoe, it's Pixie. She's Pixie to me.
Oh, she's so cute.
Anyway.
So what happened was we scheduled to be induced on September 11th. And the reason why we did that is because I was thinking, first time mom, she's going to be born next day, you know?
12 hours later.
Yeah. And the next day was my dad's birthday, September 12th. So we're thinking, maybe she'll share a birthday with my dad, you know?
Wrong.
That'd be his birthday present, you know? I never have to buy you anything. Here's your granddaughter, you know? So, wrong. So we got to the hospital. So on the way to the hospital, let me start this. The day of the induction, me and Danny I was a nervous wreck, but me and Danny were a nervous wreck. I was cleaning the house because I wanted to come back to a clean house. So I was cleaning the house like crazy. Me and Danny were barely talking that day because we were so nervous. It was just like little things like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like stuff like that. And then I told Danny, like, if you see me quiet, don't ask me like if I'm okay. Because if you ask me that, I'm gonna burst into tears real quick. And he did ask me, but he asked me like out of like, how are you feeling, you know?
Oh, I gotta
just
have
to see.
Conversation or something.
And I was like, I told you not to ask me that, and I started bawling.
Was your induction like you had to wait all day for, or was it early in the
It was in the afternoon. It was at 6, so that's why. So I was just a nervous, anxious wreck. It was. Ooh. I get bad. Like
that would have bothered me.
Yeah, it kind of bothered me, but then it didn't because I was scheduled, so I was okay with that, you know. So all day we're nervous, and I could barely talk. We're on our way to the hospital. Yeah, crying. We're on the way to the hospital, and I texted my family. I didn't even call them. Like, hey, we're on our way. I texted them, hey guys, we're on our way to the hospital. Please don't call me because I can't handle that right now. I was like, but know that we're fine. That's what I literally said. I couldn't call them. I had to like text them, you know. And even on the way there, I was crying because I was so scared. I was like, I don't want to say scared.
Just emotional.
Yeah, and then I don't know what's gonna happen
you're
exactly.
Excited, you're nervous, you're worried, you're concerned. Like you're all the emotions.
You're just everywhere.
You're
everywhere.
Like me, and I'm like, let's go to Jack in the Box before
we went to Chipotle before actually. We went to Chipotle because because Danny couldn't leave the hospital, you know. Yeah. So we wanted to make sure he had at least something. So I got a burrito, he got a burrito. So we were set for like a few hours. So we got to the hospital, we were fine. I got my IVs, everything. So they decided that night, I don't know the name of the medication, but they stick a little medication inside you.
I didn't get that.
It hurt.
Oral.
You know,
crazy.
You know how it looks? You know on a little toy, on the back of a toy, you pull a little tab to activate it? It looks like the tab. It legit looks like that tab, and it's as big as the tab.
Is it sharp?
It felt like it was. It felt like it was as sharp as the tab, because when they put it inside, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, my God.
And you're, like, not, like, you're very modest, too, you know? I remember, like, watching your YouTube videos about you guys explaining, like, oh, they flip you over, and they just go right in, and, like, to me, we work in the hospital, so, like, that's, like, doesn't bother me, you know? But for you, you're not exposed to it every single day. Yeah. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah, I was like, can you cover my leg?
Knock on the door or something?
My ankle's showing. Can you please get out? So they put that in me. It's supposed to last 12 hours. And I supposedly all night I was contracting. I didn't feel anything, so I don't know. And so they said that I wasn't dilated at all. I entered the hospital being dilated 2 centimeters. And but throughout the whole 12 hours, nothing happened. So they gave me another round of the little medication. So they did it again, and nothing was happening for another 6 hours. So they're like, okay, we're gonna put you on Pitocin. No, so they gave me the oral medication at that point. Yeah, there you go. They gave me the Cytotec. Nothing was happening. I wasn't dilating. She wasn't dropping.
That one's just supposed to like soften your cervix.
Oh yes, you're right. So, but nothing was happening for me.
To get you a face.
Nothing was like everything they did for me wasn't happening. Yeah. So Sunday came around. Sunday morning my water broke, and that's when the contractions really started coming.
Yours broke on your own?
Yeah, it did. Luckily.
Nothing worked. Nothing happened on my own.
Oh,
they
that's
went
crazy.
in with like it looks like a hanger.
Oh my God.
It literally looks like a hanger hook.
Did you feel it?
Well, I already had.
You had the epidural. Oh, okay.
But you feel pressure because they gotta go up in there, and then you just you feel it like scrape. Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh
it's
my
not like
God.
popping a balloon. You literally feel it like go, and then it's just.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah, I was like, did you hit the baby? Like, dang.
My baby okay?
Like when the baby came, I'm looking for dents, like.
No scrape. No, mine broke on its own Sunday morning. I was like, whoa! I was like, what's happening down there? Like, it surprised me. It was so warm. I was like, ugh. And then so that's when it started contracting. That's when it started hurting. And then they gave me the epidural a couple hours later, and my nurses were actually. Sorry, they're really good.
I just had one bad one. All the other ones were good.
They were so good. There's even a point where after I got the epidural, the nurses came and chilled with us for a couple hours in the room. They came and they talked to us about their dogs, their family. Yeah. And it was such a nice experience. It was so nice. But then that evening, around 6 o'clock, they checked me one more time. They're like, okay, we're going to check if something's happening. Literally, nothing happened. I was dilated only up to 5 centimeters. She never dropped.
Yeah,
she never dropped.
Zane was super low from like the beginning of the 3rd trimester. That kid was low. Like I literally felt him drop.
You did?
During my pregnancy, I literally felt it, and I was like, "Excuse me."
What you doing down there?
Stay up there.
And, you know, my doctor's like, oh, she dropped. You look so low. That's what she told me, something she did, but she never dropped. And then finally my doctor came around. They're like, we gave you every round of everything, the most of we can give you, and nothing's happening. They're like, you have to have a C-section. And that was literally worst case scenario. I didn't want to have a C-section at all. No, I didn't. Wow. And when she told me, I looked at Granny and I was like, what the fuck? I like started crying. I was like, no, this can't be happening. Yeah.
You wanted the experience of
yeah, exactly. But anyway, so we ended up getting ready for the C-section. And so you know how the epidural, you said like from the waist down, you're an anchor. You're not. The medication they give you for the fucking C-section, you're like this. they call your name, you're just like this. What?
Daddy, move my head. This way, baby.
It's over. Like, I was on the table.
It's a wrap.
But you know what? The medication makes you shiver so much.
Well, also, like, you're in shock. You know, you're
that too.
You're scared
I was
too.
I was petrified. Like, I was on the table, like like this.
I was shaking the baby out. Like, woo!
Imagine. Oh my god. I was on the table shivering to the point where my back was hurting me. And one of the anesthesiologist was like, do you want some medication for the shivering? I'm like, yes, please. Like, you see me shivering. You see me shaking off the table. Like, yes.
Did you say your anesthesiologist was like,
oh, yeah.
He's like talking to the doctor and they're not even acknowledging him?
He had such a low voice. Like, when they're in the middle of the C-section, the doctors are talking about their kids and food and whatever. And I'm just there like, hurry the fuck up. When my OB was talking about her baby, she had just had a baby. And the anesthesiologist goes, how old is she? How old is she? And he goes, oh, how old is the baby? And I'm thinking, like, shut the fuck up. No one's listening to you. Just shut up.
Get this baby out of me.
Yeah, basically, because, like, that pressure that I was feeling in my stomach, like, I was like, and then it's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. Like, it was just so bad. Like,
really?
maybe, I don't know if I'm being dramatic. I don't know if this is everyone's.
I always wondered what it's like when you have a C-section. Like, do you feel...
you feel so much. It's like
no pain.
No pain.
Just pressure.
Just so much pressure.
See, that's how it was actually pushing.
Oh, really?
You know, at one point, I was like, I don't feel anything. Like, you have to, like, tell me.
Tell you,
push.
yeah.
A lot of people, like, get the misconception of when you have an epidural, you're going to feel nothing.
No.
And it's not meant to be like that.
I thought, you know what? I thought that too, though. I did.
You're not supposed to feel pain. Like, those actual sharp, burning pains you feel during your contractions, you're not supposed to feel those. Pressure, yeah. Because that's how you know you're doing something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I always thought, like, oh, epidural, you're done. You're not going to feel anything. No. You'll feel fine. Trust me. You'll love it. You'll love it.
My whole, like, time pushing him out, I pushed for an hour and he was out. And like the whole time in between each push, we were chit-chatting, laughing, talking. My OB was like a basketball fanatic, and he was like talking about how Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh no!
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's name isn't his real name. He changed it. Because
history lesson?
Yeah, I got like an NBA history lesson during my labor.
Oh my goodness.
But I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. Like, yeah, so anyways.
So he gave me the medication for the shivering. And he was like, it's going to make you drowsy. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm on the table, I'm shivering, and it stops. Like, I don't know, it just stops. And I go, I swear to God.
You just knocked out?
I knocked out. But I can still hear. It was like my eyes had just closed. But I was snoring. Like, I can hear myself snoring, but everything around me was still happening. It was so weird. It was like I don't want to say out-of-body experience, but it kind of was. Like, I was sleeping, but I can still hear everything, like if I was awake.
Whoa, that's wild.
I was like... And I'd wake up.
Some, like,
he knocked me the fuck out. Imagine. I'm all like, oh, shit. Cursed it up. He goes... But, yeah. So we ended up having a C-section, and, the funny part about that was... So she was like, okay, so we're going to put you onto they bring a bed next to the little operating table. And I'm thinking, how the fuck am I going to, I can't move. How am I going to get into that?
Just like, whoosh.
They slid me.
Yeah,
they're like,
the
okay.
bed sheet, huh?
No, with the roll, they put like something in between the beds. Like, and it had wheels on it.
Oh,
and she was like, okay, we're going to roll you on. I'm like, okay, good, because I can't move, I told her. She goes, no, don't worry, we got it. So I was like, okay. So I'm right there, and they move me. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool.
Oh,
she started laughing. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Because it was literally like this. It was literally like that with my body. Like, I just shifted over.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But it was just, I don't know. I think, thinking about it now, like, it's just like, I don't want to say I would do it again. But I feel like I'd be okay with doing it again. You know.
I think under different circumstances, like
Mhm.
everyone's different, but from the vast majority, they say your second labor is usually faster.
Yeah, but
easier.
I
Because
would.
your body has like muscle memory, like it
Mhm.
went through it once kind of thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess I can kind of see why people have a million kids. Because they're so
They just slip right out.
They're babies too. And
They're cute when they're quiet. Nah, just kidding.
No, they're cute when they're just like there. They're just like little bumps on the lawn. They can't really do anything. They're just like.
I wonder.
It's like, oh, you burped. Good job.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
you
good job. That's such a good
Oh,
burp. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just crazy. Like the things you go through. Like I legit thought, like this is what I told Daddy. I told him, oh, just pack 2 pairs of clothes. Like we're just gonna go in, have the baby, and get out. I literally told him that because that's what my doctor told me.
Yeah.
You know. We were there for 5 fucking days. Like, it was crazy. Like,
but you had to stay an extra day because of your C-section. Not anything to do with Zoe, right?
No.
See, mine was the opposite. We had to stay 2 extra days because of Zane. He was born Coombs positive.
Okay.
Which means when your baby just has a different blood type than you.
So, okay.
Like antibodies. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But from what I understand, like antibodies are just kind of like attacking theirs, I guess. So because he's Coombs positive and he's Asian, it made him very susceptible to being jaundice, and then he developed hyperbilirubinemia. So it just means he's just extra jaundice. He's just a very yellow baby, and he just like his kidneys just can't process all the bile and do everything correctly.
Okay.
So and he didn't pass his hearing test on his left ear, and we were like, "Whoa, we gotta test."
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, they think he had like amniotic fluid in his ear.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Like, we couldn't leave until he passed all his tests.
Yeah.
And then at one point they're like, "Wow, his bilirubin just keeps going up and up and up," and we were like, "Oh, I don't want light therapy because I didn't know he had to go to the NICU for that or what," and I was like, "I want to take my baby home. I also want to go home."
Oh
I'm
yeah,
tired of wearing a hospital gown.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, so it was like that, but eventually they're like, "Okay, well you can just go home, but every day until it goes down, you have to go to urgent care and get blood work done or go to the pediatrician."
Aww.
So for a week and a half or so, he was getting
poked?
blood work done.
Oh my
every
goodness.
day in his heel, and I was so over it at one point. I was like, my poor baby's little heel, because he was so little. He was only born 6 pounds, so he was so little, and his little heel, it was just like bruised and blue, and I was like, okay, I get it, like it needs to do it for your health, but at some point I was like, man, I wish I wouldn't have been so selfish and just had you do the light therapy. Like I just wanted to take you home all for myself, kind of thing, but he's fine.
He's great now.
It's not a permanent condition. It's very common. Being jaundice is very common in most babies, but when you're an Asian baby, it's just more.
Yeah.
Like every Asian baby pretty much gets it.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Super common. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Even Zoe might have been a little jaundiced.
She was. She was a little. Yeah.
But she probably like.
Well, what happened was she was a little. She was literally like right above average, literally like a point above average. And the pediatrician came in to see her, and they're like, "Oh, we usually see the babies 2 days after, but because of her jaundice, let's see her tomorrow." So we're like, "All right." So I'm over here walking around like dying.
Isn't that the worst?
Oh my God, yeah. Luckily, Danny got to go with me, because if I had to carry that car seat by myself, oh my God, I would have been dead.
So I don't know what's worse, either having like the pain in your stomach for a C-section, or feeling like your vagina is like now this wide and this swollen, because you're swollen down there. That is another thing no one tells you. You're swollen down there. You feel like you can't close your legs.
Yeah.
It literally felt like I was walking like a damn penguin. And my office is so strict. He couldn't even help me.
No way.
He couldn't even help me. And the ladies in the front, like going through check-in to make sure like go through all like the questions and everything.
Yeah.
None of them offered to help me. And they ask you like, oh, what's his date of birth? When's this? And like, oh, he was just born. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like 2 days, 3 days.
They should know they should.
And I'm over here waddling, and like it was rough.
Oh.
It was rough. I thought my vagina was gonna fall off.
I can imagine. Oh, that was one thing I was kind of scared
I don't know
of.
what's worse, like this, not being able to laugh, bend over, eat,
oh my God,
or like being afraid to sit down too fast, or like being afraid to pee.
Yeah, there's always something. It's either one or the other.
It's one or the other.
Pick your suck. You know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
But luckily, it doesn't last forever. My actual postpartum, that's probably like another story, but I'll just throw it out there. My postpartum was a breeze. Like physically, like healing wise, easy. By 4th day, I forgot I was postpartum.
Oh, I have a baby.
By the 5th day, by the end of the 1st week, I completely forgot. Like I just gave birth.
Yeah. My
I had to be
healing.
reminded.
My doctor told me like, oh, your C-section cut should be healed in a week. That's what they told me. It took 6 weeks. It literally took the whole 6 weeks to my checkup. But I think that's my fault because
Did they mean completely healed or like pain wise? Because a big incision like that, there's no way in a week it'd be healed.
She didn't explain. But you know what? I didn't.
Hopefully she meant pain.
I hope so.
There's no way.
But I still had pain throughout the whole 6 weeks. It was always either the cut or the pain.
Oh,
you know. But I think also that's because I was always up and doing something.
Yeah,
whether
you
if I was
taking
clean.
it easy like you were supposed to.
Yeah, I couldn't just because all I thought about was like, oh my god, there's dishes in the sink. Oh, I gotta do lunch. Oh my god, I gotta make the bed. Like there's always something. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Danny was a huge help. I'm pretty sure I would have been way worse, but Danny was a huge help with that. Honestly, all you hear is babe from the room. Babe, what? Babe, I need you to do this. Okay, I'm coming. Every time, but.
Yeah, the men are a big help. They really step up. Like, I mean, they're already like the men in our lives are already like top notch.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Like they really step it up. The next
level.
Like there is a point where like I'm the kind of person like I have to sleep in the middle of the bed.
Oh, you do?
I'm that jerk.
Yeah, I'm that jerk.
I'll admit it. And we have like memory foam, so you kind of like it's firm, but then as you lay there, you kind of like melts into it.
It's
and
nuts.
then I'm over here like trying to roll over. I was so swollen after pregnancy. I still looked pregnant. I still felt pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like swollen and hurting down there, and I'm like I can't get out of bed, and like I would need help.
Yeah.
Cause TMI, but that's what we're here for. Even though Zane was a little baby boy, like I said, throughout the whole thing, nothing could happen naturally. Everything had to be done for me through labor. I had to get an episiotomy and had to get snip down there. So that's what made it painful for me is. And I was paranoid that like every time I bend over or I opened like I tried to step too big or something, I felt like something was ripping down there. But I mean nothing wasn't. Doctor sewed me up.
She was like, not today.
What baby? What?
Brand new.
I think I got like vagijuvenation.
Oh my god,
it's called down there.
She's like, since you're here,
what is it called?
Vaginal
rejuvenation.
There you go.
She's like, you've been through a lot.
Here, let me help you out.
No, she didn't really do it for me, but
she did a good job. She did a good job.
You might as well have done it for me like that. But yeah, so. Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about like everything you've gone through just to have these two little human beings in the world, right? Like.
It's so awesome though.
It is.
You learn to like appreciate yourself, and I don't know about you, but I look at things in a completely different way. Like, I used to be the kind that like short, even though I'm very chill and nonchalant, I at the same time have a short patience. Like I don't have patience for things. I don't like repeating myself. I don't like have to constantly keep redoing things. Like I kind of like I'm weird. I'm like half and half, but like I like things to be done a certain way kind of thing. And after having the baby and learning that I couldn't control a damn thing through my whole pregnancy, labor, anything, can't control a baby. Like, they just look at you. They don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
I learned to just have like a newfound sense of patience, understanding. I look at life and enjoy it. And it sounds cheesy, but enjoy the little things. You know? Like, I enjoy when my child takes a poop. I know things are working properly.
Yes.
I know the plumbing
That's such a
working.
huge thing, right? Like if there's one poop missing, you're like, wait, they haven't gone poop. What's happening?
It's like he normally goes at least twice a day.
Yeah, and he's only gone half a day. Just imagine. It's half a poop.
Like what's going on?
Like me and my husband go, did she squirt? Did she squirt her poops?
Yeah, you guys need to follow her Instagram stories.
Oh my god.
You'll get like daily updates on her baby shit. It's hilarious.
There's this one time, and I'm only gonna say this once because she got me good. I was home. It was Veterans Day. I remember. It was Veterans Day.
Yeah, you told me this one.
My husband was a Marine, so for Veterans Day he went out with a friend to go shooting, and I was home with the baby. I'm thinking like, oh, I'll be fine. She's usually like a chill baby. She has her schedule. Like she'll eat, sleep, poop, wake up, eat, sleep, poop, wake up, and so she had pooped, and I went to go change her. And she wasn't done.
At the beginning.
Oh my god! I opened the diaper and that poop went across the room onto the floor in her hamper. I cleaned the door.
This is right here.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's her poop. Leah, don't touch that. I'll clean it. I promise. I thought I got it all.
It's a memory.
I'm gonna frame it.
We'll put a
2020. Zoe's first poop squirt. Oh my god.
Zane hasn't had, knock on wood, but Zane
yes,
hasn't had
please.
any like that, but like, I don't know how to say this modestly, but boys are little sprinklers.
I heard.
I didn't expect that. Like, we laugh now because, so, like, right before Zane was born, I had my mom come over and she, like, shampooed our carpets and everything for us because she's like, oh, like, look, come home to a clean apartment, you know, like, feel fresh, you know. That shit went out the window the day we brought that little boy home. Okay, every diaper change, and I don't know what's changed now. Maybe we've just learned to, like, not change his diaper right when it is wet. Give it some time. But it's like a water wiggle. It's like,
oh my god.
You change him. The diaper changes for the first at least 3 weeks of his life. It was like a 2, sometimes 3 diaper extravaganza. All right, you got the dirty diaper, you got the clean diaper, and then you got
the diaper too.
Then you got the one that you're gonna like
cover
him because you know like I didn't know there was like, a certain way to. I mean, there's not a certain way to change diapers, but I hadn't gotten my groove.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm doing boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you learn as you go.
2 seconds later, I can have a chit chat. You know, do that. I was like, oh my god, like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was like, and every poop was like 5 wipes, 10 wipes. Like,
yeah.
It was wild. Yeah.
that's
her
mom
12
life for you.
Poop, and Zane for the first month of his life was a
sprinkler.
So.
Yeah.
These are the things no one tells you.
No, they don't. I didn't know she was gonna shoot poop out her ass. I didn't know that. I thought that it was just gonna be like a little. I thought she was gonna be cute and modest about it. Nah, she was like full force. You know what I mean? It was too much. It was, and you know what? And after she did that, she was all smiling and giggling. Oh my god, I was like having a day. I left that poop on the floor for a good 30 minutes because I couldn't clean it right away because of her. Honestly, and it stained. It stained.
You know, I've walked in this room like so many times, and I still haven't seen it.
I'm not even gonna tell you where it is.
Yeah, I found the poop on the wall though.
Yeah, don't look at that.
I swear we're clean.
Yeah, next time you're here, it'll be gone. I promise. You know, one time it got to the door, like on the side of the door, and you see how far the door is. Like, the full force on that one, I tell you, was too much. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed our very first episode of the Mom Pod. We actually really love this, and we're going to keep doing these videos. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. You know, we have so much to talk about with our stories into motherhood, but, you know, I'm sure there's other questions out there that everyone else has that we can always discuss ourselves, right? I feel like...
Yeah, or questions. If you follow us on our Instagram at _mompod, we occasionally will throw out one of those
few mom hacks or like
things that you can like on the stories. Question things.
Oh, the little questionnaire.
Yeah, is that what it's?
I don't know.
It's on the stories, and it's like a question, and you can type something in. We've done that occasionally. We have a friend sent in a topic that was like actually really good, and it's gonna make it.
We can discuss that next one. Yeah, for sure.
We do a lot of things other than talk about this stuff on our Instagram. We try to keep it separate, so there's content all around. But
you'll see us everywhere. Don't worry.
Our cute little babies, because honestly, we're probably not going to bring our babies on the podcast.
Yeah,
It'll
no.
be a disaster.
Oh,
but if you want to see what they look like, they're on our Instagram and our personal pages too. Everything will be linked down below, like where you can reach us. And
just make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications for the next podcast. And we'll see you then.
Cheers to the first episode. This is real life.
This is us. This is my life before and after baby, okay?
Alright, thanks guys for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.